Welcome in ATB Show at The Buzz. You can go to atbshow.com. All of the things are there, and we are here. It is Timmy in beautiful downtown Portsmouth, Adam in beautiful downtown Connecticut. There is,
Hello.
if you pronounce it correctly, that's how it's said.
That's how I've always tried when I spell it. I always say connect, I cut. Okay. I learned that in
Rubber Shoes
Westminster
checking in from
School.
Candlestick Park with his Jerry Rice shirt and his 49er stuff. Thank God. So conflicted. It's Super Bowl Swifty 8, and I'm a Swifty, yet I want none of that. I want none of the celebrations. We're going to get to that, obviously. I'm also checking Insider Baseball that nobody cares about, but here it comes. We use this tool to do our show. I also use it at my office, and I think we just fired off the start of the podcast on my office Facebook page. So there's a bunch of realtors like, what is this at the buzzer?
To all the realtors who are joining us, welcome.
I got to make sure it's not on there because that's the last thing. What was that? Was that scene in Seinfeld when George finds out his parents had broken up, and he finds out his mother's out there dating?
Oh,
and he's like, Jerry, she's out there, and I'm out there. And if I'm out there and she's out there and I run into her, we can't have that, right? I'm trying to keep I don't want my chocolate and my peanut butter, if you know what I mean. So,
I don't remember that episode, but
oh my god, some of the greats. Anyway, so I fired off a laundry list of things. Puss in Shoes is here, which is excellent. Maggie is in the building over in the Lowell Studios. I fired off to you guys a laundry list of stuff. One of the things that just popped up, and I'm going to say this now. I know they want to make a decision by Friday, and I know nobody cares, so we're going to clear the deck real quick. BC football is apparently perilously close to hiring Bill O'Brien. And anytime we always talk about something could happen, it always happens during the show. Or in true fashion, actually. Rubber Shoes is just about to say it. Thank you, Rubber Shoes, for clarifying. As soon as we finish the show. As soon as this show doesn't go live on the KW Facebook page, that's when they're going to make the hire. They apparently want to make a hire by Friday, or make an announcement by Friday. Seems to be perilously close with O'Brien. There's a couple of other individuals. Al Golden, who was with BC, now a defensive line coach at Notre Dame.
I don't remember them firing their head coach. I thought he was coming back.
Firing who?
Their current head coach.
Are you talking about Hafley?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Did you? You must have missed it. Okay. Hafley is going to be the defensive coordinator for the Green Bay Packers.
Oh.
He left us. A woman scorned. We're left at the altar always. Oh. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
We might be the only
number one on the planet. Should we
That's why I was so confused when you dropped that, because first I know that O'Brien apparently signed with Ohio State to be the offensive coordinator there, and then I'm like, what are you talking about?
And then Hafley on the 31st accepted the Green Bay Packers.
Oh,
are you happy about Bill O'Brien coming to the Heights or no?
Well, for Hafley to leave, and clearly, he seemed to say all the right things, and we were sort of moving in the right direction, but could never get out of our own way. Upset to see him go. The timing of him leaving is terrible. O'Brien coming in, that's a huge win for us.
Okay.
It's a huge win for us because, just the timing of Hafley's departure makes it so clunky for us. I mean, I immediately turned to the cats because Janina doesn't want to hear it. And I was discussing with the cats at my house. I said to the cats, I think this would be a great time to get Bill Belichick's available. Vrabel doesn't have a kid there anymore. I would love Belichick would look great in a sleeveless hoodie with BC on the front. Yep.
This is ridiculous. I heard people saying he was going to Harvard. He's not going to coach college.
He's waiting. He's waiting for next year. Vrabel had a kid there, but his son's no longer there anymore. I would have loved to see obviously there's a ton of big names. Bill O'Brien, sure. I mean, he's a local guy. He's got his kid at a school for special needs. He's got a in the category of cerebral palsy. He's got something going on in that regard. So he wants to be here. The fact that he wants to be here, and the last thing I just saw is that they are finalizing. But but they had 5 interviews yesterday. I didn't think he'd get a job
other than UMass Lowell. I didn't realize he'd go to BC. That's a pretty
UMass Lowell doesn't have a football team.
Oh, that's the problem. Then that's why he's not going there.
Yeah, the women's sailing team won over on that one. So
yeah, they Title IX. They had to get rid of football.
Merrimack River. It's a salty chop these days. So yeah. So we'll see what happens with that. And then the other thing that just popped up, and I'm looking for my.
By the way, we'll keep the ticker going on the BC story just in case.
If something happens during the show, that would be great. We just have to start saying we want things to happen and cut more shows. We'll get everything we need. I think the most interesting thing that I saw, and I added this to the laundry list late in the day, is Netflix. And I do want to dig down on this a little bit.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
As long as we get to a Super Bowl picks, we can talk about anything else. Netflix, I don't know where you guys stand on this, or sit, or lay down. They do such a great job with their sports documentaries.
Yes.
And the fact that they've got 2 things coming. They're doing a docuseries on the 2004 team, and they're going to do a real-time series, God help us, on this year's team.
The shit show.
Yeah, so
that's what it's called. That would be great.
They're marching around right now. Apparently, rolling cameras down in Florida for a documentary that will be seen apparently later. That's interesting.
See, I have this problem of not completely reading stuff when I get, and Leslie can attest to this because she'll send me emails and I read like the first couple lines and then I go ask her a question and she'll say, obviously you didn't read the whole email.
I love that. Yeah.
So when you shot that off, I thought they were going to be on Netflix, like their games. That's what I thought it was. And then I opened it up and read it and I'm like, oh, it's a docuseries. I'm not going to miss out on anything because I don't have Netflix.
Oh, you don't have Netflix, Rubber Shoes?
No.
Oh, okay. Not even the ad supported? I dropped down to the ad supported.
It'll be next year will be interesting decision because WWE Raw is 100% on Netflix starting next year. So I'll have to.
So
but
here's
also,
the question.
The only reason why I had Netflix in the past is for Stranger Things, and I think Stranger Things is coming. The next
season 5 is coming
out. 2025.
I'm actually in the middle of season 4 right now. It took me that long to get started.
I couldn't get through 3 episodes.
Oh, all right.
What?
My girls love it, but I can't watch it. On the docuseries, I had 2 thoughts. One, didn't we already do the 04 docuseries? I mean, 4 days in October or whatever it was called. I mean, that wasn't that perfect. Do we really need a thing that talks about how shitty the season 1 was, and then they traded Nomar, and then it turned around? I don't think we really need a series on that.
They were good when they traded Nomar. They weren't bad.
They got the OC, Orlando Cabrera. Here's the thing, Adam. I'm going to start with this. I completely appreciate your disdain for the thought of another docuseries on the 2004 team. The fact that you had to ask if we had one means it wasn't that good. So I will ballyhoo the fact that Netflix could do a sports series on strangling kittens. That was graphic, I know, but I'm doing it to make a point. They do such a good job. And I always turn to Janina when we're watching these sports series primarily on Netflix. And I always turn to her and I'm just like, the writing's so good. And she always corrects me. She's like, the editing's so good. Because they do such a great job. If you were watching, not on Netflix, but based on European football, the one on Hulu, about, help me, the team.
Welcome to Wrexham.
Welcome to Wrexham. And they had one episode. I mean, they go all over the place. They did one on fathers and sports. And
it was amazing.
Their editing is ridiculous. And they had one episode where every time something big in the game was about to happen, they would stop, they would cut it. Yeah. And like it would echo out to silence. And then they would just go and they'd be like, so I started making Raisin Bran at home. And like it was just this like side story about their left winger, right?
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
And then he would talk about how it made him stronger. They cut back in and he scores the goal. It's just brilliant how they do all that stuff. And I think Netflix is going to knock it out of the park with both of these, even though, like, here's the thing. If anybody's going to make me watch the Red Sox in 2024, it's Netflix. I will watch more Red Sox baseball which will be chicken and beer in the locker room on Netflix, then I will actually watch whatever's about to take place on the field.
But did you watch the 30 for 30 that they already did on that team, though?
On 2004, I did not.
Oh, you got to watch. You didn't watch 4 Days in October?
I will A/B test it. I did not. I'm a terrible person.
That, right?
Negative.
What? I can't believe you guys haven't seen this. This is the greatest 30 for 30 ever. I've literally watched it 3 times. But you guys haven't watched it?
But you said, do we need another one? So you just made it sound like it was terrible.
No, I'm saying it was terrific. Why do we need to reinvent the wheel?
All right. Well, Rubber Shoes and I have homework.
Gotta go. That's your homework.
My docu-series is called Fever Pitch.
Oh, my God. Well, here's the problem, though. Here's the problem. If Jerry Rice over here, sorry, I nodded the wrong way. I gotta go this way. If Jerry Rice over here,
I have to reply to the comment because for some reason I can't type into our chat, so I have to say yes, Cassie. Really?
Okay. I think you should paint some context though. There, Rubber Shoes.
I wrote he is a mess. There. So, I commented.
Cassie asked about Rubber Shoes' appearance. I assume she's talking about his uniform that he's worn to today's game.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Cassie's offended that he doesn't have Netflix. Like
I think that was up there before.
Really, third world nations have Netflix without the ads. Come on, what are we doing?
Well, I had it without the ads for a long time.
Is it free?
I had it without the ads. No, it's not free without the ads. It's $5.99 or something.
No, I have no reason to pay for it.
You're trying to get Rubber Shoes. First of all, let's escape back to the puck place. You're trying to get Rubber Shoes to watch a 30 for 30, which is going to be on ESPN Plus. That is also paid.
Well, no,
I have ESPN Plus.
He has ESPN Plus. Now, Rubber Shoes is going to be very excited. Did you guys hear? While we're in streaming, let's spend some time here. The announcement today that ESPN, Fox, and Warner Brothers are going to do a combined multi-sport, probably $60 a month. That's launching in the fall.
Yeah, does that supersede my ESPN Plus? Like, if I have ESPN Plus, do I get this new one?
What I heard, what it sounds like is they were talking about how it will be packaged with Hulu and Disney. So I trust that they're going to retain that mess. It's just probably going to get more expensive. It'll be ESPN Plus.
The best thing in streaming sports right now, I think, is Max. Well, because I watch so much basketball, so that Max has TNT, so they have the hockey and they have the basketball, and then they also have the Final Four and the March Madness.
But Max is HBO. HBO is Warner Brothers.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So they'll combine that with ESPN. Yes. It's going to be amazing. But you're right; it's probably going to be $60 a month. I'm sure.
Well, here's the problem: it's going to get so incestuous. At some point, there's just going to be streaming. It's going to be one thing, and it's going to be $4,000 a month.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like they're making it not a buffet.
Yeah, it's back to what cable was.
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah, what's the challenge is they're making a behemoth that's going to be untenable for some people.
Right.
And you know who has the Super Bowl next year?
Fox. I assume.
Tom Brady.
Next 2025, you are going to have to pay to stream the Super Bowl.
That's so annoying. That's so
no, you won't. They won't do that.
All right. Well, somebody write that down. Grandpa Jerry Rice over here. Jerry Long-Grain Rice. Jerry Long-Grain Rice says, write this down. Somebody grab a sharp crayon and write this down. You 4,000% are going to have to pay.
All right.
ESPN plus minus commercials to watch.
How many people bought Peacock to watch the Taylor Swift and the Kansas City Chiefs? They said it was a very bad. It was under 1 million.
Okay.
You're
leaving out the most important.
That was the marquee game. If they're on regular TV, they're doing multi-million viewers.
You're leaving out the most important part of that entire conversation, Rubber Shoes, is how many people already had Peacock.
Right, I did.
No, but that
I didn't buy it.
But people that actually watched it, so that it was, everyone who has Comcast has Peacock already, and there was only 800,000 viewers for that game that week.
Don't fight it, Rubber Shoes.
Well, no, I want him to fight it because I'm going back. Everybody, grab your popcorn and your lawn chair and your Natty Light. It's story time.
They make too much money on the commercials to sell it to one streaming service that they're not going to get even close to that.
Are you sure?
Watch them.
I mean,
I'm telling you,
30-second advertising is like $20 million.
I'm going back. I'm going back to the summer of '81. It was early July, and my father, Richard Edwin, what in the hell is going on? Lindsay was screaming out of his natural mind that we were getting, remember the coffee colored boxes with the red numbers? We were getting, he's got to get a box to put on top of the television set. Wait for it, ladies. Wait for it. It's going to be $30 a month.
$30?
Dude, I rolled through BK the other weekend, and Francis and I both got the Texas Whopper.
Yeah,
God
what'd
forbid,
you drop on
with
that?
fries and a drink and napkins, and it was $32. So the fact that back in '81, my dad got television for the entirety of the month of August for $30 is a godsend.
What is the Texas Whopper, by the way? What the hell is
we
that?
don't have to, we probably do have time for that. We'll get to it later.
We have plenty of time, but you don't want to talk.
We'll yell about pickles and onions later. I'm telling you, Rubber Shoes, I guarantee it's going to be a streaming Super Bowl next year.
100%.
Guaranteed.
I know what you're saying, Rubber Shoes, but it's going to transition. Especially if they're going to have this big conglomerate of Fox, ESPN, and Warner Brothers. I mean, there's no question they're going to charge for it.
Yeah, no way. Nope.
I love this. I can't wait. They will lose into the clouds.
So much money. They will lose so much money by doing that.
I mean, is it going to? Timmy, are you saying you think it's going to be streaming only, or they're still going to offer it on Fox?
That's what he's saying.
1,000%.
Oh, you think so?
It's going to be on this new monster.
I would not rule it out, but I agree. I think Rubber Shoes has a point that they will lose a lot of ad revenue.
This monster is coming in the fall. Mm-hmm. They will beta test it with a big Big Ten game, with a big Pac-12. Just kidding. A big, they'll beta test it with a couple of other sporting events, and they 4,000% are going to go full stream. And you have to be on the streaming service for the Super Bowl. Watch it happen.
Well, what will also happen is I will not watch the Super Bowl if that's the case, unless the Patriots are in it.
Obviously. I'll give you my login. I'm getting this thing. Are you kidding me?
Oh, appreciate it. All right.
Whatever this mastodon of an app is, it's going to be $87 a month.
Especially if it costs the same as Nessun.
Well, I'm trying to remember now too. I have the triple play, like the Disney, Hulu, ESPN Plus, and I'm not sure what I pay for it right now. I don't even know what it costs anymore.
It's under 20.
15 or 16.
Yeah, it's under $20.
I feel like it's $24.
That's what I have too.
But okay. Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. Yeah. I mean, they'll make this big thing is going to be $34.99. They'll make you feel good about it to start.
Well,
and then it will go up.
This year we have Jim Nantz and Tony Romo for free, so that's a positive, and I'm excited about it. So should we do our pick?
Is it though?
We're gonna have Tom Brady
and all right.
Tom Brady and whoever
Cassie's
that other
active
guy
in the chat.
is.
I love this information.
Yes.
What's happening?
We kind of have our own researcher. I like it. She just pops in with the answers to our question. I like it.
And she fits right into our budget because we can't afford a researcher because we're all saving up for the 2025 Super Bowl.
Listen, we'll pay for your subscription for this year's Super Bowl, Cassie.
Yes.
Not next year, though. We don't have the budget for that.
No, probably can't afford that. Probably can't afford that. What were you saying, Rubber Shoes, about what?
I don't know.
Oh, my God.
Oh, all right.
All right.
Oh, I said that you will not have to pay to see Tom Brady at the Super Bowl next year alongside whoever that guy is that is alongside Greg Olsen. I still don't know who this guy is.
Something, right? Kevin Harlan?
They're 18.
No, it's not Harlan.
Oh, it's not?
Horrible.
Yeah, what's fascinating is Olsen is so good, and I know it's a fait accompli that he's going to get replaced by Brady because Brady's going to be the former talent that's going to be the color analyst. Couple things. I don't think Olsen should lose his job. He's not. He's just going to be part of the B team, I suppose. Not going to lose his job. And there's a piece of me, while we're making outlandish predictions, you're gonna have to be on a streaming service that will be paid to watch the Super Bowl next year. And I don't think Brady gets to a booth.
Oh,
I don't think Brady
That's
gets
a
to a
hot
booth.
take.
I think they want him to, because he keeps feigning all this controversial stuff where he's just like, the league's gone soft and all this other kind of stuff. So they think he's going to get up there and start throwing elbows in the booth. I think they're going to realize he's going to be the guy. They're going to be like, so the Bengals' young, spry quarterback, Adam DeYoung, took some time to sit down with our very own Tom Brady. He's going to do those.
I think
he's
going to
go do the armchair conversation before the game.
Have you watched some of his interviews? He's just terrible.
I don't think he's going to get to the booth. I think they're going to realize collectively, and I don't think. I don't see it happening. I really don't.
No, that's where he's going to be the best, is dissecting and showing you things that you don't know. That's where he's going to be like how the Manning cast. They tell you what's going to happen, what to look out for, why these plays happen. That's what Brady's going to do, and that's why they paid him that much money, is because they want that in the booth for their A team. What Romo did his first year before he just mailed it in.
Here we go, Jim. Yeah, Brady's good at everything, and I love Tom Brady. I just don't think he's going to get to the booth. I think they're going to find something else for him to do, or between now and then, he's going to realize he doesn't really want to do that. He doesn't want that life. But I don't see. I'm just Nostradamusing here.
I thought it was a foregone conclusion already. Everyone's already been talking about it, that he'll be in the booth for the Super Bowl next year.
Okay.
They've asked Olsen about it, and he has sort of capitulated that he's not going to be the number one guy next year. But I don't know. I guess we'll see. I think it's very possible that they could get him on a bunch of test games, and then they realize he kind of sucks, and we're going to just put you interviewing, like you said, interviewing quarterbacks or interviewing, wide receivers or whatever. I will say that with Gronk and Edelman and then Brady on the Fox broadcast, I think people are going to start to get a little Patriots fatigue if they don't already have it. I mean, I don't know if you guys watch the Gronk and Edelman podcast, but it's hysterical. But those guys have way more personality than Brady does.
Yep.
Way more personality than he does. So I don't know. I think there could be some backlash to Fox a little bit, to be honest with you.
Well, let me say this concerning that too, and this is where he has to defend his own ego. Like, in saying everything I said, I know that there's a piece of me that's horrifically wrong, because Fox will press forward. Because they'll be just like, yeah, we know it's going to be terrible, but the whole world's going to want to watch the train wreck, right?
Yeah,
true.
True.
The ratings on the train wreck will be through the roof. I don't personally think I see him like that. It makes 0.0 sense to me.
Yeah, well, I think it'll be interesting one way or the other. I'm surprised, Rubber Shoes, you don't like Olsen. I like Olsen, and I think
I like him.
Oh, I thought you said you didn't like him. I'm sorry.
I don't think he's not Aikman. Like Aikman to me is
Aikman's great.
Best color guy for football.
So should we talk about the actual Super Bowl though? So we can get our predictions in. Yeah.
Oh, so I'm ready to lay down my prediction.
Okay.
Oh,
what is? I know. Well, I know this much. I know that what seems really odd is that the Chiefs are an underdog.
Yeah, that's really strange.
Is that still where the line is right now?
I think it's 2.5 the last time I saw it.
Well, you gotta remember that lines are based on betting. So they are probably trying to get some people to bet on the San Francisco, because most of the money's on Kansas City right now.
Mm-hmm.
So that doesn't mean that people think that they're going to lose, but I think it's to try to
control the narrative.
They must have had so many people betting on the Chiefs in the first few weeks that they need to recoup some of that money, make it even, because they never lose out.
Yep.
Well, the house always wins, of course. So,
yeah.
I mean, Rubber Shoes, we know who you're rooting for. I mean, obviously.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think it's a surprise. What's the score do you think?
I think it's gonna how the Super Bowls have been going lately. It's going to be very low scoring in the first half while they're, trading blows with each other, trying to feel each other out, and then second half it'll blow up. And I'm gonna say 32-27, San Francisco, and Taylor Swift breaks up with Travis Kelce after the game because he's a loser.
Good night, everybody.
You're such a hopeless romantic, Rubber Shoes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what I was thinking.
She won the Grammy, and he couldn't bring home the Super Bowl trophy.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure she's going to dump him. I'm sure
what a loser. You only have 2 Super Bowl rings, you loser. You can't come to the Eras Tour ever
None
again.
While he's been with her, though.
Oh, well, it's obviously her fault. It's obviously her fault.
What do you got, Adam?
I am reluctantly and unfortunately picking the Chiefs because I obviously want them to lose, but
I like that.
I think they are going to win. So I'm going to say 27-21. The Chiefs win. Unfortunately, I really want the 49ers to win.
All right, so
do you want me to give you Scotty's?
I'd love that.
Scotty texted his. He's got the 49ers winning 31-27.
All right.
So there you go. 2 49ers, 1 Chiefs. What do you got?
Total score is going to be 49. I'm going to go with that. That's where my head is at.
Is that because 4 + 9 = 13, or?
No,
Taylor Swift's
that's not where I was going. I'm just trying to think of an over-under that makes sense. So I'm going to go 27-22, which kills me because I'm going to say what you're about to say or what you just said. It kills me because I'm going to want to move, got to stop watching ESPN for 3 months. I think it's going to be 27-22 bad guys. I want the Niners more than anything because this starts a whole new narrative.
I know.
Back-to-back wins, 3 wins in 4 years. They will officially be a dynasty. He will be baby GOAT again. All of that will start, which is horrifying. And
still has to win 4 more.
No, I completely appreciate that. And he will never, ever do what I don't think, even though he has mathematically figured out, Tom left him the blueprint for how to surround yourself with right people by putting money back on the table. I said when he took the $500 million, I'm like, that's going to be his downfall. But he knows he needs to restructure and be more like Brady with his math. I get that. Brittany Mahomes is not Giselle, so she's not bringing home underwear money, but that's okay. My biggest concern is that that starts to happen. And I also want, loud and clear, I want Kraft and everybody at Foxborough Place to feel the pain and to feel the footsteps and to understand that people are coming for everything that organization fought so hard to build is going to start to get picked apart if we don't get our shite together. And get the right people in place because the coaching staff they put together, and this is a whole nother episode. This might be a docuseries on Netflix, like the Alex Van Pelt story. Like, I don't know. I hope I'm wrong, but what they're cobbling together right now in Foxborough for coaching staff.
Let's be realistic.
I don't get it.
Do you want to go into it or not? Because
I'd love. Sure.
Okay. I was going to say. I mean, you have to be realistic about it, right? I mean, if we expect this group of coaches to turn around last year's team, it's not going to happen. I mean, we got to get somebody in the draft that's going to be a spark that lights the team up, and obviously do some stuff in free agency. So, I mean, they're being dealt. This new coaching they've got a great defense already, right? I mean, so if they can figure out the offense through the draft and through free agency, then maybe there's something there. I know what you're saying, that it's like not. There's no headline making news really when they hired, when they've started to put this coaching staff together. But I I don't know. I think I think we got to just pump the brakes and give it some time and see what happens in the draft and see if we pick up any big free agents. Because I think Kraft will spend this year probably again, and hopefully this time it's better than last time.
And I'm going to be completely honest. I don't think he's going to.
You don't think he's going to spend? Oh,
nope.
Okay. All right.
Nope.
Interesting.
Nope. Everybody
I hope you're
wanted
wrong.
to say that Bill had Dad's wallet and Bill could have spent all the money he wanted to, and he didn't. I think you're going to see that Dad has Dad's wallet, and we're not going to go. We're not going to go suddenly. We're not going to go suddenly spend a bunch of money and go get people and go build this up. We just
even Alex after Van they went Pelt 4-13.
Like what's that?
Even after they went 4-13, you think that Mr. Kraft is not going, let's back up the Brinks truck and see what happens?
Well, and a piece of this, and you'll always be able to blame the Brady factor. If you're a free agent and they're not going to go deep into their pockets, they're just not. What is the I got to go play their factor right now in New Orleans?
Nothing.
Okay.
But that's what I'm saying. That's the only option.
My driveway. I get to shovel I get to live in Bellingham. That's huge. Don't get me wrong. I get to move to Bellingham. I get to shovel my own driveway,
right?
Because I'm not in Miami, and I'm not in any other location that has a better lifestyle. I'm going to take some money because they're not going to pay me a ton of money, and I'm an offensive star, and I'm going to go work with Alex Van Pelt. I can't wait. Where do I sign? Tell me more about that.
You're probably right.
I'm Nostradamus. I'm probably wrong, but we're definitely going to be streaming the Super Bowl. I'll stick to my guns on that one.
Yeah. No, I think if we're streaming the Super Bowl, it's probably a good chance that we will not be in it. The Patriots will not be in it. If you get that right, we will probably not be in it.
You save money there. Yeah.
Yeah. Do they have odds yet about whether the Patriots are going to be in it? Because I'll put my money down.
Oh my God, this is where we need Scotty's research on this one. I'm sure he's deep in the book on that one. I'm sure there's odds, and I'm sure they're horrific for us.
It's not looking good.
Well, that was the thing about the Patriots too, with the opportunity to get everything back, like. The team that was built around Brady and everything that happened, there was everybody like, well, Brady was the Patriot way. The players were the Patriots way. But it was instilled by Bill. And it's going to be interesting. And I take nothing away from Gerard Mayo. Like, I am excited for him.
Yeah.
I want it to go well. I'm not excited about who we've pulled in to be the rest of the coaching staff. And it's not an end-all, be-all, but we've always been very lucky. And I know people, I guarantee Cheryl is going to roll her eyes at this one, but here it comes, Cheryl. You now have some of our coaches, whether you like them or not, who were running the defense, leaving for the Huskies. Steve Belichick is gone. One of the other coaches has followed Steve Belichick to the University of Washington. So now some of the coaching staff, which was important to make the defense who it was, is leaving. And I know Covington is in place, and he's one of the soldiers, and he's now in charge. I'm not saying that that's not important, but there's a lot of stuff that's happening that I don't think we're paying attention to. And I don't think that we're gonna. I don't think you could even spend your way to getting people to come to Foxborough because they're super excited to work with Alex Van Pelt, who I'll remind you got fired by the Browns.
Who would you have thought they should bring in that they didn't bring in?
Rubber Shoes was going to say something real quick.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry, Rubber Shoes.
I don't. So Van Pelt, if they went in a different direction. He didn't get fired as far as like because he did a bad job. He actually did a really good job because they had 3-4 different quarterbacks in Cleveland this year that
I agree with you. He did do a good job.
He got them a lot further than the Patriots got with O'Brien.
I agree,
but it's like I don't blame O'Brien either because he came in and they didn't let him do what he needed to do. They didn't let him get his groceries, as Parcells said. they allowed him to hire one coach. That was it. That was
it was super clunky, super clunky.
So I have a lot of questions, yes, but I'm excited that they're going outside of the Belichick tree. Like, we have Mayo, who's under the Belichick tree, but I want everyone else I want new, fresh faces to come in. And like, they're keeping Matt Groh, but from what I heard today is Matt Groh is going to be in charge of scouting college. Elliot Wolf, whether or not they actually give him the general manager name is wait and see, because that's a thing where if they don't give him the title, that means they're not going to pay him for the title. And then you got to start questioning what Timmy said, that Kraft is not going to spend any money because he's, he owes Belichick $20+ million this year, and he's going to try and make it up some other way, which is not the way to run a sports franchise. You eat money all the time and you move on. The reason why you eat it, because it was a bad decision. You eat the money and you go forward. If he's going to eat the money, not eat the money, and nickel and dime everywhere else, then we're in a lot of trouble. But I have hope that, one, we have people that are making decisions on the personnel, especially on the offensive side, that, Belichick had the final say, period, on everything up to last year.
Sure.
And I think a fresh outlook, different philosophies, I think where the new state of football, where it is mostly offense that gets you there. I mean, both defenses in the Super Bowl are really good, but they got there because of their offenses. And that's the way the league's going. You don't have to have, as it shows, you don't have to have Tom Brady or Patrick Mahomes. You can have Brock Purdy, but you have to put stuff around him. And, a lot of, I don't know if you guys have heard Colin Cowherd throw out that he thinks that the Minnesota Vikings should trade for the Patriots' third pick, trade Jefferson to the Patriots for their third pick and their first. And, well, he's a free agent, so you can sign Cousins.
Oh, is he just roaming around right now?
Yeah.
I mean, Timmy's foaming at the mouth at that.
I would love Kirk Cousins.
I would love
coming here.
I would love them not to draft a quarterback and actually get someone that they can plug in right away. That would be the best for
Kirk
me.
Cousins.
But that I'm 100% behind that.
1,000%. I'd lose my marbles. Him marching into Foxborough in his Coles outfit picked out by his wife. Oh my God. All of it. And
how old is he? He's older, right? Isn't he older though?
Oh, 1,000%. 1,000%. I think he's the hero we need right now. I would love that. I would love that stability to the locker room.
Jefferson and Cousins in here.
And honestly, because you could do Jefferson, you lose the 3. I get that. You got your star. If they don't go with Harrison in the 3 or the offensive tackle, which a lot of people suspect might happen too.
Because that's the thing. You get a known commodity Harrison that's already in the NFL. He can make it. Harrison, you think he's going to be able to make it? My biggest
concern is every time we do that, it doesn't work out when they get here.
Well, we haven't had anybody that's like a big name like that. I mean,
you're about to say Randy. I know you're about to say Randy Moss. Okay, and we're done. We got our one scratch ticket.
What about Corey Dillon?
Okay, at running back, yes.
Okay,
Wes Welker.
But that, in fairness to Timmy, that's like what, 15 years ago at this point, or 10 years ago. So we haven't done it. I like
what you're saying, Rubber Shoes.
Well, now we have someone good to put. We have someone good picking the parts for the offense now. That's good at picking offensive talent now. That definitely has passed Bill by. Whether or not he just thought he could win on defense, I don't know what he was thinking, because he definitely did not do the offense justice the last few years.
Yep. We've had some bad drafts for sure.
When is the once the Super Bowl ends, when's the next date? I don't even remember when next date's the draft, right?
Then you go 1st, combine.
Oh,
March
combine,
1st. Right. The new season opens March 1st. I think that's when they could start signing free agents.
Yep.
Got it. All right.
And then you go combine, then you go draft.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So it's you'll know where they're looking, hopefully, before the draft with whatever they do in signings before that. If you see them getting some wide receivers or tight ends or stuff or linemen, then we're probably gonna draft a quarterback.
Yep.
Well,
interessante.
We also have the NBA trade deadline coming up tomorrow, which is interesting.
Did you guys? I heard
the interesting for us.
Celtics picked someone up today, but I didn't see anything on any of my
I didn't
notifications.
See anything about that.
I'm on head coach watch at Chestnut Hill University. I got no time for that. What did you guys find out?
Head coach watch.
Yeah.
Well, no, there's nothing to report yet, but I mean it's
okay.
Tomorrow at 3 p.m. Celtics acquired Tillman from the Grizzlies. Rubber shoes. So you're right. They did pick somebody at Xavier Tillman. Yep, from the Grizzlies. For 2 second-round picks. Let's see, what is he? Boston big man depth. I don't even know this guy, so I'm not that excited about it just yet. But I'm sure Scotty is probably over the moon. But I don't follow the Grizzlies very closely. And he didn't play against us the other night. So
I was just gonna say because they had so many injuries that he didn't even play. So he's probably injured right now.
Right. I mean, we smoked them. We smoked the Grizzlies, not surprisingly. And I don't know, Timmy, did you watch? It's right up your alley, the Marcus Smart tribute video. And I know you're on BC Watch, but you didn't see the video of when he came back?
No, we were watching. Oh,
okay. It was such a classy thing that they did. The Heroes Among Us.
Phenomenal. Yeah, the ovation was phenomenal.
As it should be.
As
it should be. I bet he comes back to retire with us. Would not surprise me one bit.
Love that.
Would not surprise me.
Would he like to coach BC football? I mean, we've got there's
oh God, one track
options
mind.
everywhere. Options everywhere. I was going to say to you guys, just in passing, real quick, only because I'm just checking on my phone for headlines, and since they announced that they're basically out of money and going under, I've seen more hot takes and more like sports news updates from Sports Illustrated. It's like the house is burning. It's like the house is burning to the ground. They're like, but one more thing before we go. Like, yeah, I've seen more Sports Illustrated. You know, when you punch in, like, I just put in BC head coaching and football head coach, and then you go to news and all the stories populate. And it literally said 22 minutes ago, Sports Illustrated. I'm like, where have you guys been? We're evicting you, and now you're buying furniture. You're like, wait a minute, we got a runner we want to put in the kitchen. Like, you can't move in now. Yeah, what are we doing?
So one thing, Timmy, with if O'Brien does go to BC,
we're back on this.
I love it. I love it.
Happening? Go ahead, Rubber Shoes.
Think that's good because you think of what he did with Penn State when he went there right after all the stuff that happened with Joe Parr and all the stuff in the showers.
He went in and straightened that ship out. Yep.
So he wasn't going to the Penn State where people wanted to go there because of Joe Parr and it's Penn State. He went there under a cloud and he built that back up. So that's because that's the thing with BC has to fight against so much to bring players in there. And where he was able to get players to go to Penn State, I think that's something positive to look forward to, that he might be able to get players to come here.
What I pray for, and I was hoping for, and I knew it wasn't going to happen, and you're going to hear this a million times in the next few days as they continue to make their decision is, and I understand it, we are we're not a big deal. You're not coming here to win a national title. You'd have to do something exceptional to make that happen. The kids have to be able to spell their name. The kids have to go to class. Like, nobody wants to come be here. I get that. But we're starting to get some talent. Tommy Castellanos is going to stay. And this could be, ironically, Bill O'Brien could be much like Tom O'Brien, who came in after the betting scandal. And he hung out for 10 years. And if we can get Bill O'Brien to come and maybe call this his last gig and not treat it like a stepping stone, which we always are, and I understand why, this could be exceptional for the program. And it's at a time where there is cheese to steal in the ACC because it's just Clemson and Florida State fighting for first place.
Especially
and while the Hatfield and the McCoys are fighting over who's stole whose tobacco, we could finish our homework and maybe make it to something really important. That's all I want. I mean, we go to bowl games. It's been bad. We just went to the Feng Shui Bowl, but just get back to prominence.
Bowl, I hear, is up for grabs.
Just get back to prominence. It could be really cool. And since we're talking about it, I just need to say, because we have to say it, this is almost like when Jimmy Kimmel apologizes to Matt Damon. Dana Barros, go ahead, finish your thought.
Doug Flutie.
Yeah. Well, Dana Barros. Either way, yeah, as long as we get somebody in.
They made it to the ACC championship game with Matt Ryan. They could build it up. They can definitely do that. And if you, with the new expansion of the playoffs starting next year, you make it to the ACC championship game, you win it. You're in the playoff for the national
conversation. Yep. Well, and yes, 1,000 years ago we joined the ACC in 2005. In our first year in the ACC, we went to the ACC championship game. So there's an opportunity, and if God willing, O'Brien comes and he gets kids excited about joining us, and the kids who are here about staying. Because we haven't had transfer portal activity. I shouldn't have said that out loud, but we have not. Yeah. Because even though it closed, if a head coach leaves, it reopens the portal for all of our kids. So the transfer portal at Chestnut Hill is open right now, and nobody's left. I shouldn't have said that out loud again. So as long as Tommy Castellanos is going to stay, if Billy O'Brien comes in, maybe we get Jefferson. Who knows? Maybe we get Cousins. Brady's got a year of eligibility.
Hopefully, Billy O'Brien will teach the wide receivers to not fumble on the 1 yard line in the pros.
Wow, there it is. He had to say it. Had to get the dig in.
We're watching Pat Mahomes because of that.
Yeah, I'm aware. Yes.
Oh wait, Pat Mahomes.
He had a very bad
one
day.
That got the DUI.
He started with a good day, and then he had a very bad day. Yeah, Zay Flowers has to hold on to the ball when it comes to AFC championship games. One more thing we wanted to touch on. Oh, real quick, waste management. This is where Adam's going to gloss over, so we're not going to talk about it too long. Who's your favorite?
All of a sudden, I'm going to gloss over? You guys have been talking about BC for 4 minutes.
Oh, come on.
Anything to do with the
I was going to bring up the UMass football team. Let's talk about
women's basketball. Now he's happy.
Let's go.
Mohegan Sun. There, he's happy.
So anything PGA, if Rory's in it, he's my favorite all the time.
You want Rory? Okay. Perfect.
What's the shirt you're wearing?
I'm going
today,
Max
Timmy?
Homa. I'm feeling Max Homa right now.
You're wearing which polo right now?
This one. If you look, it's on Bogey Brothers. Not a sponsor yet. This is, and it might be off because it was a holiday shirt. You can't really see. It's snowmen.
Nice.
It's all snowmen, and the carrots are in the wrong place, if you know what I mean.
Oh.
So yes.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Perfect for the waste management bowl. No, what is it called? The waste management.
I actually got a waste management polo. That was in the chat earlier today. So there's two companies that make shirts. Well, there's probably more than that, but the Bogey Brothers made one with all the waste management stuff on it, beers and all that stuff. It's Adam. You'd enjoy it for this. When we get off, go to Google, which is French for look it up, and punch in waste management drunk guy.
Okay.
And you will get a myriad of videos. What the classic one is, there's a kid walking on the pathway, and he's got the phone, hand in pocket, phone to ear, and he's leaning back so much because he's fighting his drunkenness, and he never falls. This is the weekend. This is the weekend where they basically get there at 3 a.m. to wait for the gates to open. Most of the stadium seating around 15, 16, 17, and 18, 16, 17, and 18. Most of it is you can go in and sort of GA it. The rest of it is reserved seating.
Oh my!
This is a Woodstock event.
So that's
is interesting.
PGA
huge party.
The PGA gets dropped into a college football atmosphere.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Oh. Yeah, it's unbelievable. And when you go, if you get any time this weekend, you're watching sports highlights or you get a chance to pop on the Golf Network or NBC, when people are at 16 is a par 3, and it's just enveloped in a stadium. It's like the Coliseum.
Oh my.
And if anybody doesn't hit the green, like if you lay up, they let you have it. If somebody holes out, if somebody hits a hole in one, everybody's drinks get thrown.
Wow.
No rules at this event. And it is infamous for this. And I'll leave you with this. There's a meme that comes up on social media. It says, would you want to play 18 holes at Pinehurst number 2, 18 holes at Augusta, or would you want stadium reserve seating at 16 Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday? And
no kidding.
I would take reserve seating at 16 for 4 straight days.
Wow.
I would
That's
get
incredible.
biblically annihilated and watch golf for 4 days. Wait till you see it, man. The atmosphere is absolutely wild. It's wild.
The real question is, are we going to have to pay for it streaming only next year, or will it be available on the
A
Golf
girl
Channel?
can dream. It's probably going to be streaming only. Who knows? Who knows? Everything's going to be streaming only soon. Rubber Shoes is going to be home with his coffee-colored cable box, yelling like Richard Lindsay. $30.
Rubber Shoes, do you have one of those Fire TV sticks that just gets everything free?
No.
You know, that's like the old scrambler boxes.
The bootlegs?
Yeah, the bootleg Fire TV streaming stick.
Oh, God. It's so expensive. So expensive. Life is so expensive.
So how much is it to get a Texas burger at Burger King? How much
go back to that real quick. Yeah, it's the Texas.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Let's look it up. I forget what the name is, and then we'll let everybody get on with their lives. The Burger King. It was really funny because it was actually last Saturday. Francis had basketball, and then Janina had ordered Hannah Foods. So we order it, and then I go and pick it up. So she's like, practice will be over by blah. I'll tell Hannaford that you're going to pick up the groceries at this time. So we went and picked up the groceries. Now we're driving home, and he's been at basketball practice. So of course his diabetes, his number it's not plummeting, but it's dropping. I'm like, when I get home, we can make him lunch, or right across the street from Hannaford is the Burger King, which is what he and I call it. It's not Burger King. It's the Burger King.
The Burger King.
And we're pulling in, and of course he's got the headphones on. He's like rocking out to like EPMD because he's never talking to me, because why would we have a social environment in the car where we can spend father-son time? So I pull into the Burger King, and the headphones come off, and he's like, are we getting lunch? I'm like, no, we're getting breakfast tomorrow. I just wanted to get here early. I'm like, yes, we're getting lunch, you know? So we pull in. Burger King, let me just punch in Texas, and hopefully it will tell me. The Burger King Texas Double Whopper. So I pull up, I'm like, what do you, I was going to get like just a chicken sandwich. And he's like, and he always wants to get a Whopper, no pickles, no onions. Very, very fastidious about that.
Right. Yes.
So I said, there's a Texas Double Whopper. He's like, well, all right. So I said, what do you want with that? And he gets an Oreo shake. So we got the Oreo shake and the fry and the Whopper. I got the Texas Whopper, not thinking there were jalapenos on it, which I wasn't wild about, but it was good. And fry, and I always do a Sprite.
Do you do onions and pickles on yours or no?
This hat tip to Kobe, because he used to do the Sprite commercials.
Okay. Fair enough. He's getting his statue tonight, by the way.
God bless him.
Tomorrow.
I don't usually. My wife is big on that. When we go out to the restaurant and she gets the chef special, and then she tells the chef how to make the chef special. Yeah. Last thing I want to do is piss off the kid making my double Texas Whopper. I don't want to create any more work than I have to, so I just let him rip. We pull up, dude, and I'm not the guy that like loses his marbles, but I'm driving away from the window, and the girl's like, because they're like, blah, 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 here's your order. And their new thing now is they say, you rule,
yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
I better for $32, because as I'm driving away from the speaker system, I hear like 32 something. And I was like I immediately turned into Richard Lindsay, and I was like, $30 for cable television. Like, you know what I mean? Holy, I pulled up and I was like, what just happened? But that's
you really did get breakfast for tomorrow too.
That's happening right now. If you really pay attention at fast food, and if
it's through the roof.
It's through the roof. So we enjoyed out of our burgers.
I hope so.
All $16. My Whopper was wonderful. Wonderful. Not a sponsor yet, by the way, but I'm looking at you, King.
Let's go.
I think we hit all the high notes. We're going to escape. We'll be back with Scotty Dukes next week. We will not be streaming. We will not be charging for streaming. We will be right here on YouTube until that's a paid service.
Unless you'll pay. Will you pay?
Yes. We're gonna add in a Patreon. We would like a shekel so we can save for cable in the 80s. My dad would love it. For Adam and for Rubbish Shoes and for Scotty Dukes, we will see you in and around the internet. You can find everything at atbshow.com. By all means, tune in the morning. You now have shirt of the day, hat of the day. We got to get, we do have to do Rubbish shoe of the day, which would involve.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah, which would involve like foot pictures, which we probably could monetize that. You got any bunions that people would be turned on?
He already does that on
by?
OnlyFans.
You never know what the kink is going to be. Maybe it's a good looking foot. Maybe it's a terrible looking foot, right? We'll check out Rubbish Shoes.
And the Texas Whopper just made me so hungry for dinner.
Yeah. Look, honey, it's a hairy foot with a jalapeno on it. All right. We're out of here. atbshow.com. We'll see you around. Take care.